Listen to this video and Jess Hilarious responding to it.
What I mean when the transphobia just comes out, the audacity, the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. You experience both, and both are different for every person, but as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it.
Hello. Who the is gonna stand up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? Stop talking out your fucking ass. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We the only one that bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that.
When T.S. Madison caught wind of the statement Jess made, she would subliminally respond, which caused a back and forth.
The tweet reads that there are so many real women that get mistaken for being transgender women, and that's where a lot of the anger comes from. I do hope they take a good look at how transphobia affects all women. And then Jess responded, "You're the last one that needs to be playing with me. Keep that phony blank over there."
Now, Jess would then reply to T.S. Madison on her own IG story that led to T.S. Madison posting an old video where Jess revealed she was once mistaken as a transgender woman by a male celebrity. Today we have our comedy hype analyst, Capone, in studio.
But Capone's stupid for laughing at that. Jess wasn't embarrassed about the clip. That's why she brought it up. But oftentimes, the community will try to expose or make fun of you rather than address the issue at hand. It's like somebody identifying as a shark and then being mad that they can't breathe underwater. And then going like on a political tirade because you're mad that sharks have cornered the market on being sharks. Like, what are we talking about here? And if you think Jess Hilarious is being weird for being mad about this, jump in the water with a great right since you want to be one. Then poke it because you're mad that it doesn't recognize you, and let me know how it works after that. Matter of fact, we'll send the cameras in there with the Shark Week and see how that goes. That would be nature's reaction. Jess Hilarious giving you a piece of her mind, I think is light if you ask me. Listen, if you disagree with Jess Hilarious, you might as well disagree with science. So it is what it is. The problem is we have professors that are in schools trying to push this narrative, like Marcus Board, who is a professor of political science at Howard University. But then you have Samson McCormick, who is a well-established comedian who seems to dwell in reality more than anything else. They both are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, but they differ greatly in their opinions on this topic.
The big question for me is, so what? Right? Like, what do you actually gain from pushing trans women out of the conversation from women? They're not your enemy. They're not attacking you. They're not the ones taking your rights in the courts. They're not the ones attacking you. They're the ones actually being attacked significantly.
I mean, here we go with this narrative without no facts. The United States has become one of the most progressive when it comes to LGBTQ plus rights. Now you just lofting these things out there like they just being attacked at every end, on every corner. Like, come on now.
So the big challenge here is that this is the same conversation we've had about race, where we talk about this essential, we call it essentialism, and where we talk about how there's no actual quality that makes a person automatically a Black person. There's no guaranteed thing there. And it's the same thing with gender. The big problem that a lot of folks are pushing back on multiple social media sites is the idea that when you tell somebody that they are or are not a man or a woman or whatever their gender is, you're actually tying back into the long history of people telling Black folks that they are one gender, or that they are not human, or that they are all sorts of problems. So I think this is one of those things where we need to really get serious. And if you want to get serious, read a book. But it seems pretty obvious that a lot of people in the conversation aren't.
Well, I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna disagree on that, because you can't write a book on something that's not rooted in reality. Okay, none of this is rooted in reality.
I think what you mean is you can't read a book that's not because you haven't read it. If you haven't read it, just say that.
I wouldn't
that's
read
okay.
It would probably be a horror novel. Seriously.
Oh, man.
Oh, your comedy finally picking back up. I see. That's cute.
Oh, man.
And see, this is what I mean earlier about what I said about the community often will try to deflect or embarrass you instead of handling the issue at hand. He just stated a very clear, concise fact. People will often tell you read a book, but that doesn't mean what's in the book is fact. You can look something up on Google or Wikipedia. That could also be false.
Hold on, Marcus. Let's let Samson finish. Go ahead, Samson.
No, the issue is, again, as someone born a man, you were either born a man or a woman. And there's a great analogy that was made that said if you put 10 transgender women and 10 men, biological men, on an island, okay, and dig them up, they're going to find the remains of 20 men. Now, if you put 10 men on an island with 10 biological women, you're going to come back and find a community. Those are just facts. And so as somebody who was born with a penis and XY chromosomes, you cannot impose on women what womanhood is and tell them where you're cis and then take womanhood from them. You know, and so you tell them, oh, you're a cis woman. And most biological women do not like that term. They hate that term. And you go, oh, well, you're cis. And so if they're cis, you put that label on them. How do you then take the label trans off you and try to adopt womanhood? That's what's people off. And none of that does anything to do.
And listen, I had to clap it up with Capone because it just proves that it's members of the LGBTQ plus community that don't think in this delusional manner. You understand what I'm saying? Facts are facts, and it just is what it is. And for y'all to operate in y'all feelings is something different. But I got to throw it over to Pierre because he made a great point about the labeling of this all.
Why can't we just have a category that's transgender? Why does they have to say they're women? You know what I'm saying? Because it's men, women, transgender, they can be gay, all that. Why can't they just have a thing? Why do they have to be saying we are just like a woman? That's all I'm asking. Right. You can do all the stuff you want to, but like I say biological, you're not. Why can't they just say, you know what? I'm a transgender. Not I'm a woman. I'm a transgender. That's fine.
And that just makes so much sense. Just say transgender. Why keep trying to make it, oh, transgender woman, transgender man, or this, that, and other, all these terms that keep popping up. If you just say transgender, then you have your own lane. Stop trying to commandeer the woman or the man of the situation. And then I got to throw it to Capone because he made a great point about the difference between transgender men and transgender women.
Sexually, you can do anything that you want to do, sleep with who you want to sleep with, but you cannot take on the birth of a woman if you're a man trying to be a woman. Now they say, let's go vice versa, where it's a transgender man.
Mm-hmm. Born a woman, transition to a man, yeah.
You don't really see them act like this. This is just the man's field that's making all of this fuss. The women are not trying to go into men's bathrooms or trying to do anything. They almost quiet to where you don't even think they exist, but they're there.
Yeah.
But these men are doing something a lot different that's making it more hectic. I mean, whoever you are, whatever your sexual preference is, that's that. But stop trying to force it and be something that you're not. And that's just the bottom line to it.
He brings up a great point. One side of the transgender game is very loud and proud and in your face, and I need to break down the walls and all of this. And another side of it is really quiet, like you almost don't even know they're there. But they're having a good time existing how they want to exist, doing what they want to do, being called what they want to be called in their own world. Why is it so much extra that got to be put on it? And this is what I'm saying that Just Hilarious is upset about. She's upset that, you know, the shark analogy I did earlier. You just can't get outside of science and what it is and what it says that we are. I mean, God did what he did. It's just how it is. You can want to be whatever you want to be. Call yourself whatever you want to be called. Like, we all try to appease each other as far as the names we call each other and how we address each other. Look on social media. We all got social media handles and all of this. Stage names, all that. That's fine. We'll call you whatever you want to be called. But the reality is the reality. Can't change that. And stop being mad at us because it can't be changed. And the more you get mad at people because they say, oh, I'll call you what you want to be called, but the reality is reality, you're going to start to push people away from even trying to appease you of calling you whatever you want to be called in the first place. This your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.